Velvet is going up because stocks like SpaceX can now be traded on the platform. That's the official story. Now, unofficially, things are a bit different. We see, for example, that DWF, one of the major market makers in crypto, is heavily involved in Velvet. Now, this here is only half of the story. The other half is over here. Velvet has already pumped and dumped before. So are we going to dump next? And can we maybe even make money from that? Because we can bet both on rising and on falling prices. Hi, my name is Gerhard. I've been in the crypto space for the last 8 years. I hit my first million 3 years ago, and I did this mainly through active trading of altcoins. My track record is on the website down below. In the last 2 years, that's when I started to publish my trades in real time, we made 47% per annum. We are currently with the open positions at an all-time high. And I publish all of my trades in real time to the premium members. And here with a delay, once the positions are closed on the public website as well. I don't see many people in the crypto space that are as transparent with their trading. Maybe because their track record, it doesn't look this way. Now, even the news outlets say that there is no news. Isn't that ironic? But we do have a futures listing, and that's on Binance, the largest centralized exchange in crypto. Now, futures are levered bets on prices. We can get more price exposure without having to deploy that much capital. We also tend to have lower transaction fees. And Velvet is actually an alternative to Binance in a way, because it also enables perpetual futures trading. It has a focus on artificial intelligence trading. In the end, it's a routing engine that uses platforms such as HyperLiquid, and HyperLiquid is growing very quickly. 7 chains have been integrated, so Base, Ethereum, BNB, Solana, Monad, Sonic, formerly known as Phantom, and of course HyperLiquid. And now the official narrative is again that we just have additional integration, a cooperation with Aerodrome, so the largest decentralized exchange on the Base chain, that's potentially generating more activity on Velvet. Even the team itself is acknowledging how the price development has been extremely volatile. By the way, if you are on X, formerly known as Twitter, then also feel free to follow this channel over here. I publish various data points regularly on this channel. Make sure that you follow the right channel though. So that is at Bitcoin Strat. Make sure that you do not follow a fake account. There are many imposters, many scammers. At Bitcoin Strat is the real account on X. Now here's Velvet relative to the rest of the altcoin market. This is a logarithmic chart. We can see there was very little liquidity in the early days. The price was jumping around. But now that we have rallied so much, there might be a bit more liquidity still. During the past pump and dump, the price fell by more than 80% in the span of a few hours. And the question is this potentially an opportunity? Because when the price is able to dump like this, we could potentially bet on a falling price again and thus make money with the deflation of the price. Again, Binance, for example, offers perpetual futures. We can take both sides of the trade. Now, the market cap is currently close to 800 million. And at the maximum, those pump and dumps can go all the way up to 4 billion. Most manipulations, they stop at around 2 billion though. So there is the potential risk, if we were to bet on a falling price, that this rally continues for a bit longer. Really, this is just a play of the market makers, of the most advanced players in the game. The buyback program, the staking program, all of those fundamentals don't matter much. And probably you're also not watching this video in order to hold the asset over the next years. If that's your intention, then I have to disappoint you because the tokenomics of Velvet are not great either. 1 year from now, we will have 33% more circulating supply, and subsequently the next year, we see another expansion of 57%. So the demand has to grow really, really quickly for Velvet to be a good long-term hold. We already see a first risk in the social data. Cryptocurrency tends to move with attention. And so the more social engagement we see, the higher the price should go. Now this time we see the price continue to appreciate even though the social engagement is already on the decline. That's an interesting decoupling, isn't it? Most trading does not happen on the spot market. We've got 15 million worth of trading volume on Aerodrome, that's on spot, but we've got more than 800 million on the Binance futures. A trading volume increase of more than 1,000% over the last 24 hours. And that's really the story here. There are a few participants in the market that buy up the perpetual futures push up the price because arbitrage bots then also buy the equivalent on the spot market. That leads to a positive funding rate, so more longs than shorts. And that happens despite the price rallying like this. Usually we would expect that when the price goes up, that then subsequently the funding rate should be very negative because the longs survive, the shorts get liquidated, thus the few surviving shorts, they get a lot of funding rate payments from the longs. That's usually what we see. It's not what we see over here because there are enough market makers picking up the slack. Check this out. With this recent rally, we have a bit less trading volume compared to the rally 2 weeks ago. But the price is at an all-time high. We can also see how the open interest has expanded more than the price. In other words, there's now more leverage in the asset than with the prior pump and dump. This here is the liquidations over time. I think the following game is played. A few key players hold the majority of the supply of Velvet, and I think that's mainly DWF. And they can decide where the price is going. They can manipulate the price up or down, and they do so based on what the majority of other traders are doing. If most retail investors are very scared and they think that the price will come down because now we are at the all-time high, and many retail investors are betting on a falling price, then DWF will just buy up the remaining supply that's still floating, pushing the price higher and liquidating all of the retail investors. Once the retail investors have all been wrecked, that's then when the price comes back down. So the price will always now move in the direction of maximum pain for the vast majority. Now, if we get involved in speculating with Velvet, we need to know that we are up against the most advanced players in the game. And I personally don't like that. I want to make my money from people that aren't as advanced. For example, in the early Memecoin days, right? 1.5 years ago, people were trading with meme coins. If you were a bit more advanced than the average market participant, you had on-chain analytics, you could follow the whales, you could follow the insiders. You were able to spot trends earlier than the average investor and make money that way. Even before that, we had the ICO, so the initial coin offering bubble. Again, if you are just faster than the average investor, if you learned about projects quicker than others, we could enter earlier. We always want to pick the corner of the market with the easiest money, not necessarily where we've got the market makers and the big guys against us. And that's currently what's happening with Velvet. I think there are easier ways to make money in crypto, and I don't get involved in Velvet whatsoever. I might short it when it's very expensive in terms of market cap, if it reaches the 4, 5, 6 billion, but before that, I don't. My positions right now are in assets that are much more liquid. For example, this here is one of them. It's a position that's opened by the premium members of this channel. And while I cannot share every single trade that I do here on YouTube, I can share the position I've just showed you. I will send it to you together with the tutorial video how to set this all up. Just enter your email and all the information will be sent to you. The link is down below. With that info, you can set up this position. I think that's much better than chasing pump and dumps versus the DWFs of this world. If it's your first time here, feel free to subscribe. I publish here regularly. A like would be very much appreciated as well. It helps the channel grow. See you next time. Cheers.